So I guess I might come to a new video. So this video is the second video of the Android Pie for the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4, the review part. So let's start with the review of Android Pie, Android 9.0 on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4. So guys, first of all, the biggest problem on this ROM here is that it is not stable yet. So there are a lot of bugs and it's not ready to be your daily driver because there are a lot of bugs, as I've said before. So this here's the home screen. You can see that there's not a big difference to Android Oreo. You got your dock at the bottom, your search bar at the bottom, and you still have your three points navigation bar there. Of course, you can also enable this gesture navigation bar at the bottom. Yeah, this here is a live wallpaper, so every time when you unlock your phone, you can see a new animation there. So it's just like the Infinity wallpaper of Samsung. And yeah, so there are a few new things here and there, and there are also some big changes which we are going to see. And yeah, so let's start with the big review now. So guys, first of all, I want to start with the lock screen of Android Pie. So you can see that there's not a big difference. At the first look, you can see the notifications are different now. They are rounded, as you can see. So I personally don't like this rounded design, but you can't change that. The new thing here is that you can swipe up to unlock your phone, and you can also swipe down if you change your mind and if you want to see your notifications. So this is a really minor change. So you can swipe up and swipe down, which is really funny there. Right, this here is the new launcher, and as you can see, there was a small live wallpaper at the beginning, just like the Infinity wallpaper of Samsung devices. And yeah, so this here's the normal launcher. You can see you got three options here. You have your normal home settings here. So there's actually nothing new, to be honest. You have your normal widgets, and you also got your wallpapers from here. So you can see that the wallpapers are still the same, so there's not a big difference. Right, now let's move on to the notification panel. So here on the notification panel, you can see that there's a really big difference. So I don't know why, but Google is changing the notification panel with every new Android release, and this time they have done it again. So you can see that this here looks more like Xiaomi because it's rounded here. Xiaomi MIUI 10 looks quite similar to that here, with the only difference that it's blurred, and this here is basically a normal notification panel without blur. Right, so here we got 6 toggles, but the problem here is that you can see that the toggles do not fit completely on this rounded white bar here. So you can see there's a small bug, but this shouldn't be a big problem. Right, you can pull the notification panel down twice, and then you also got a few more toggles. You can also swipe here to different pages, and then you can also access to your settings. So in Android Oreo, you were able to access to your settings with pulling down the notification panel once, but now you need to pull down the notification panel twice in order to go to the settings. So this is a thing which they have changed. You can also see the new design here with these blue toggles, etc. One bad thing is that I haven't found any way to go to the Wi-Fi networks from the notification panel. So in Android Oreo and in Android Nougat and even in Android Marshmallow, you were able to list your Wi-Fi networks, for example, here. So you can see it does not work. So here on the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, which I have here, you were able to pull down notification panel twice, and you were also able to change your network directly from the notification panel, and unfortunately you can't do that anymore. So there are no sub menus in the notification panel, which is really sad. You can still change your brightness. As you can see, it works just fine, and these are the new rounded notifications, so there's actually nothing new. Right. there's something called manage notifications. So if you go there, you will basically go to the normal notification settings. And yeah, now let's open some apps, because I want to show you the recent apps section of Android Pie. So you can see that this year is a new, the new recent apps section. Looks really different from that which we had on Android Oreo. Now you got a vertical list, not an horizontal one, and yeah, so you need to swipe up in order to close an app. So this is also something which is new, just like in iOS. And your clear all button is on the left now. And so you can press on the icon of each app to get the normal menu which you had before. You can also open the split screen mode, which works just fine as it did before. So the split screen mode is still the same as before. Right, you can also go to the app information directly from the recent app section. Right, here on the bottom you still got your dock and your search bar, which is also really nice. So yeah, this was the recent app section. Now let's close everything here. Now let's move on to the settings of Android Pie on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4. So you can see that the settings app has got a really big redesign. You can see you got some small tips at the top here. You can always dismiss them here with this X. So for some reason it won't get away from there. Oh, okay. As you can see, the ROM just freezed, or the setting app just has freezed. So sometimes the apps can basically freeze and won't work that well. So this is as I've said before, this ROM is not a really stable ROM, and you can face to some freezes, you can face to some lags, etc. And you can also face to some random bugs. So this is the reason why I won't use this ROM as my daily driver. But this here is the new settings app. You can see that you got a new colorful design here, but the principle is still the same. You got your network and internet thing there, connected devices, apps and notifications, all that standard stuff. Battery, I have to say that the battery is quite okay. As you can see, I still have 80% left, and at the beginning of this video, I think I had 81 or even 80, I'm not quite sure, but the battery life is quite okay on this ROM. Here in the display mode, you haven't got anything new. You still have your display size thing here, so if you set this to the smallest one here, you can see that the bug on the notification panel is gone now. Now the toggles are fitting there, or they fit there. So this I would definitely recommend you to use the smallest one here. Right. Yeah, nothing new. Let's go back, and in the sounds section there's also nothing new. Storage section, security and location. So let's get in there and let's set a fingerprint, because the fingerprint scanner is working. So touch the sensor. So let's try it, and as you can see, we can set up a fingerprint. Let's say done, and now let's lock the phone and try to unlock it with our fingerprint, and as you can see, it worked just fine. So the fingerprint scanner is working on this ROM, which is really nice to see. Now let's talk about the apps which we got on this ROM. So you can see that this ROM has got the normal Google apps on board, the normal calculator, which is still almost the same, so there is not a big difference there. Now you got a small arrow at the right corner there, or at the right edge. You got your calendar. This time it's nice to see that it's an up-to-date calendar, because on old AOSP ROMs we always had an Android KitKat an Android KitKat calendar, which was really annoying. We got Chrome on board, but I'm not quite sure why Chrome does not work well on this ROM. Here, as you can see, it freezes here. So let's go back now. We got the normal clock app, which is also still the same, just like an Android Pie, just like an Android Oreo. You got Drive, you got your files, you got Gmail, Google App, Maps. The Messages app is also still the same. Then we got the dialer here, which is also almost the same, so it looks quite a little bit different. I don't know what has been changed. I think these three things here were at the top, now they are at the bottom basically. So it's a small new difference there. The Photos app, the Play Movies app is also there, the Play Music app is there, and the Play Store is there, but the Play Store is not working for some reason. And the problem is that there are no G apps for Android Pie yet, so you can't get the Play Store working on this ROM. But I'm pretty sure that in the next days or in the next weeks, you will definitely be able to use the Play Store. Then we got the Settings app, which I've showed you already, and the YouTube app, which doesn't work as well. As you can see, there's no camera app on this phone, but I think the camera should work. I'm not quite sure, but I was not able to install one because the Play Store is not working, and the Chrome app is also not working, so I can't download any camera. But the flashlight is working though, without any problems, as you can see. Right, guys, so this should be it. The detailed review of this ROM. If you have any questions, you can write them down in the comment section. And yeah, peace out.